Good evening and welcome to the evening news. I am Kayode Adibayo. The Independent National Electoral Commission has reiterated commitment to conducting credible elections next year. Its National Commissioner and Chairman Information and Voter Education, Festus Okoye, who represented the Chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, gave the assurance at an interactive session with the media. He assured that INEC will take delivery of all bimodal voter accreditation system before the end of this year. Considering the safety of the equipment in the face of incessant attacks on INEC facilities across the country, Mr. Okoye assuaged the fears of Nigerians, stressing that the machines will be fully secured. He added that while BVAS machines remain in INEC's custody, the permanent voters card will be kept with the Central Bank of Nigeria. The United Nations has released $10 million from the Nigerian Humanitarian Fund and the Central Emergency Response Fund to support flood victims across the country. The resident and humanitarian coordinator, Matthias Shimale, stated this during his visit to Anambra, Adamawa, and Bayelsa State, where he met and spoke with people who were struggling to put food on the table and to get clean water to drink without shelter, as they had lost all their possessions and livelihoods. He explained that half of the fund will be allocated to provide water, sanitation, health care, shelter, and non-food items to over 264,000 people in Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa states that were affected by both flooding, conflict, rising hunger, and cholera outbreak. Mr. Shimale further explained that the NHF funds will complement the $5.5 million CERF Rapid Response allocation for the states most affected by flooding in Nigeria that will help provide clean water, sanitation, hygiene, emergency shelter, and healthcare assistance for 495,000 people in Anambra, Bayelsa, Kogi, and Niger states. The African Union Commission and the African Development Bank have signed a grant agreement of $9.73 billion to drive digital market development in Africa. In a statement issued on the website of the AFDB, the agreement is for implementation of Phase 1 of the upstream project for digital market development in Africa. The agreement signing took place at AUC headquarters in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, with the AUC Commissioner for Economic Development, Trade, Tourism, Industry and Minerals, Ambassador Albert Muchanga, and the AFDB's Deputy Director General, East African Region, Dr. Abu Kamara. The AFDB's Board of Directors approved the grant of $7 million units of account of $9.73 million last September. Ambassador Albert Muchanga said the project will support the continent's economic transformation to get the African continent in creating employment opportunities for millions of young people for the stability and prosperity of the continent. The federal government has explained that it does not interfere with the outcome of surveys conducted by the National Bureau of Statistics because the government is committed to getting reliable information for proper planning. Minister of State for Budget and National Planning, Mr. Clem Agba, who stated this while declaring open the 2022 African Statistics Day celebration in Abuja, reacted to the result of the 2022 multidimensional poverty launched by President Muhammadu Buhari. The MPI result showed that about 133 million Nigerians were living in poverty, despite the huge investment in poverty alleviation by the current government. The minister said the government needed to know the real state of affairs in the country and where the gaps are. He promised that the federal government will continue to support the NBS to enable it to perform more efficiently. The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps in Rivers State has impounded 5 trucks and arrested a suspect for alleged oil theft. The state commandant of the Corps, Michael Oga, said this in a statement issued by the Corps spokesperson, Olufemi Ayodele, in Port Harcourt. He said that the trucks were impounded for conveying petroleum products without haulage, licenses, and other required documents. The commandant said that the prime suspect was arrested for conveying illegally refined product conveying with food packs in a truck in Port Harcourt. He warned perpetrators of the heinous crime to desist or face the wrath of the law. The 1989 set of Seventh-day Adventist Grammar School Old Student Association at Ile-Ife has reiterated its commitment and dedication to the cause of giving back to their alma mater and the generations of students passing through the school. President of the set, Architect Adekanmi Oyedele, stated this in his address at the project commissioning and annual general meeting of the 1989 set of Seventh-day Adventist Grammar School, Ile-Ife. Architect Oyedele noted that the set have been able to donate school uniforms, sandals, socks, and furniture, including vocational training for the students in junior and senior classes, adding that the 1989 set has also constructed 8-room toilet blocks and the latest being the reconstruction of 4 classrooms and administrative blocks, among others. In her remarks, Tutor General Osun East Education District, Mrs. Kiko Lomo Oladimeji, commended the 1989 set for their support in the lives of the students and their contributions to the growth of their alma mater. The event, which featured vocational training on how to make shoes, climaxed with cultural display, Ijala and Ekun Iyawo playlet by the students, followed by the commissioning of 4 classrooms and administrative block, among others. The annual convention of Glorification Global Evangelical Ministry, Kobon Gugbe, Oshogbo, which started on Thursday, climaxed tomorrow with its 15th anniversary Thanksgiving. A statement by the Christ Ambassador of the Church, Reverend Bishop Ayobola Orishalaye, indicates that the program, which we hold in the morning at the church auditorium, has its theme, the Home of Joy. The statement also says the program will have in attendance ministers of God across the country, alongside Sonspiration, Salvation, Deliverance, and Healing. And now to sports. The Federation of International Football Association says alcohol will not be sold at the World Cup's 8 stadiums in Qatar. Reports say FIFA changed its policy before the start of the tournament, with the World Cup starting tomorrow when Qatar play Ecuador. The World Football Governing Body said that a decision has been made to focus the sale of alcoholic beverages on the FIFA and Fan Festival, following discussions between it and the host country authorities. It indicated that other fan destinations and licensed venues removing sales points of beer from Qatar's FIFA World Cup 2022 stadium perimeters. And now to the foreign scene. 15 people were killed in a gas cylinder explosion in a residential area in the northern Iraqi city of Sulaymaniyah. Police said that civil defense firefighters managed to contain the fire that broke out in the residential area. The fire damaged several houses and destroyed at least 5 vehicles. They further said that at least 3 houses were completely destroyed by the explosion of a cooking gas cylinder that was installed on the rooftop of one of the homes. The rescue operation lasted 17 hours while the governor of Sulaymaniyah province announced 3 days of mourning. It will be recalled that last month more than 80 people died and 13 others injured in the Baghdad hospital fire when improperly stored oxygen cylinders exploded. Much of the war-ravaged Iraqis' infrastructure is dilapidated, and tragedies are common when a tanker transporting gas accidentally exploded in Baghdad. That ends the evening news on OSBC TV. Please join us at 7 for major report. Good evening.